My name is Christy Clemens Hoffman, and I'm a Level 3 QHHT practitioner in Kansas City. And I wanted to share this session with you because it was so interesting. I mean, all sessions are wonderful, but this one had the total package. There was a fascinating historical past life. There was remarkable healing, lots of information about ascension and human consciousness, plus a surprise guest. I thought that was very cool. See what you think. I would love to hear from you.
Standing in another garden.
Oh, tell me about it.
It doesn't have flowers.
Mm-hmm.
It's just an open space with a well.
Yeah.
To the left, I see an arched wooden door.
Mm-hmm. What is on the other side of that door?
An open space.
Mm-hmm. Can you see through the door?
I can.
Okay. What's on the ground?
Paving and sand.
Mm-hmm. What do you feel this space is used for?
Gathering.
Mm-hmm. And is it day or night?
Late afternoon.
Yeah. What else can you tell me about this space?
It's just silent for now.
Yeah. Do you perceive anyone else with you?
There's no one around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How do you feel there?
A little bit uneasy.
Uneasy. Mm-hmm. How does that uneasy feeling feel?
I'm expecting something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you feel safe there?
I'm just standing.
Yeah. Do you feel like you have a physical body?
I think so.
Yeah. You think so? A physical body? Mm-hmm. Look down and tell me if you notice your feet.
I do see them.
Good. Mm-hmm. Good. What can you tell me about them?
They're hairy. They have kind of hair on the toes, and they're large and wearing a sandal.
Mm-hmm. So large, hairy feet. And above that, what do you notice?
They're masculine.
Yeah. And what about the rest of your body?
My legs are tan,
Mm-hmm.
and my knees are kind of knobby.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's I guess a skirt.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Above that?
Some kind of belt with leather hanging off of it.
Mm-hmm.
Pouch.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel young or old?
I think young.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel healthy or unhealthy?
I feel healthy.
Healthy. Mm-hmm. Good. What do you feel like you're doing there?
Waiting.
Waiting. Good. Now we're going to leave this scene. We're going to drift and float to where it is that you live in this life that we're viewing, where it is you sleep and eat. Now we're there. What is the first thing that you notice there?
Yeah. Cooking area.
Mm. Yeah. Where, is that inside or outside?
It's inside.
Yeah. What else do you notice?
A fire.
Mm-hmm.
An opening for a fire.
Yeah. What about the walls and floor? What do you notice about that?
The floor is packed dirt.
Packed dirt. Mm-hmm.
And the walls are, they're like, not stucco, but like stucco.
Right. Like clay or something? Mm-hmm.
Clay, yes, clay.
What do you notice about furnishings or anything like that?
There are some furs
Mm.
around a space.
Mm-hmm. What are the furs for?
Meeting.
For meeting?
Yes.
What does that mean?
People gather there and
Gather there and meet.
meet, yes.
Yeah. Do you notice anyone else there?
There are people coming in quietly.
Oh. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about these people?
I know them.
Yeah. What connection do you have with them?
Um, we're friends together, but we're also workers together.
Yeah. Oh, friends and workers. And are they usually there?
No.
Oh. Right. Is there a place in this home where you sit to eat?
Yes, there is a platform,
Oh, platform. Mm-hmm.
and we sit around it.
Mm-hmm.
It's fairly close to the floor.
Yeah. Well, on this platform is now a meal all set and ready. You can see it quite clearly. Tell me about the foods that you notice.
Lamb,
Mm. What else?
fruit,
Mm-hmm.
bread, some kind of drink. I don't know what it is.
Some sort of drink. Mm-hmm. And who sits to eat with you?
Everyone is eating together and talking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mostly men, though.
Yeah.
Women are present, but they aren't eating with us.
Yeah. Can you tell me about the people who are sitting to eat with you?
They are dressed the same way I am, only a little nicer, I think. And their tops are like Curtis.
Curtis?
It's a flowing, kind of flowing, loose linen, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And are they mostly male or female?
What? I'm sorry?
Are these people mostly male or female?
Most of the people are male, but there are women present.
Okay, good. What's your connection to these people?
We work together,
Mm-hmm.
and we're friends, I think.
I see. And who makes all of the food that you see there, or puts it out?
My mother,
Okay. Can you tell me about her?
um, she's brisk
Mm.
and efficient
Mm.
and kind and sort of noble.
Yeah. And what's her appearance? Can you describe her?
She's small,
Mm-hmm.
smaller than me.
Mm-hmm.
She has, you can see the front of her hair is dark, but the back of her hair is covered with something like,
Some sort of covering or cloth.
it's like it holds her hair.
Mm-hmm. Yes. See. And does she hold or carry anything?
She has a large basket of bread.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like naan,
Mm-hmm.
and she's giving it to people.
Yeah. And so does your mother live there too?
Sorry?
Does your mother live there too?
Yes.
Good. And then do you feel like you're young or old?
I'm not old. I
Mm-hmm.
think 20s maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good. Is there anything else that seems interesting or important to mention?
We are waiting for someone to come.
Waiting for someone to come. So does this feel like a happy or excited waiting, or is it like nervous about it?
It feels happy, but also cautious.
Happy but cautious. Now we're going to leave the scene and we're going to drift and move ahead. We're moving ahead to when this person comes, whoever you're waiting for, the moment when they come. And now we're there. What can you tell me about it?
We're outside now.
Yeah.
And
What are your surroundings?
this is a man,
Mm-hmm.
and he's clean. And we all love him very much.
Can you describe him?
Yes. Oh, I think it's Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Jesus.
Yeah. And you say he's clean. Tell me more about what that means.
His nails aren't embedded with dirt.
Mm-hmm.
His hands are long and smooth
Mm.
on the top and rough a little on the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
but there's no dirt on him.
Yeah.
And there's no dirt on his face, and his hair is clean.
Can you tell me about his hair and his face, like how he looks?
He has the beard of the region,
Mm-hmm.
and his hair is a little bit curly, wavy, and kind of sticking out like it's been in the wind. And his face is, oh, his eyes.
What's unique about his eyes?
They're crystals. They're like crystals. They're so beautiful. And he sees everything he looks at. He sees me.
Yeah.
He sees everyone. And he's happy to see us. And he loves us.
Yeah.
And he embraces us. There are other men with him and women.
Wow. And how do you react when you see him?
My heart fills with love. I'm thrilled.
Yeah. Does he hold or carry anything with him?
He's brought something.
Mm-hmm.
It's a chair he made for my mother.
That was very kind.
He is very kind.
Yeah. What is the purpose of his visit?
To speak with us.
What do you think he'll speak about?
He asks us to grow in virtue,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
to be good to each other. He tells stories.
Mm-hmm. Tells stories. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And did you know that he would be coming?
I must have. I was waiting for him.
What do you feel your relationship is to him?
I work for him.
And what do you do to work for him?
I help him.
How?
When he travels, sometimes I go with him.
Yeah. Is that what you typically do with most of your time?
No, I'm a craftsman.
Oh, tell me about that.
I build. I can't describe it. I build. What is that?
Mm-hmm.
I build lofts and things that you can keep your animals in.
Right. Barns and stables.
Yes, a stable
Mm-hmm.
and compartments in it
Mm-hmm.
and places to tie cattle to
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and water.
Water troughs.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
water troughs and I also make tools.
Oh, and you make tools. Mm-hmm. How do you know how to do all of this?
My father.
Mm-hmm. Is it something you like doing?
I don't like it or not like it. It's what I do.
Of course. It's very useful. Do you keep busy at it?
I'm busy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I do other things though. I feed the animals and I help my mother.
Yeah. I noticed that you're not married and don't have children.
No, not married. Don't have a girlfriend.
Of course. Is no one around that catches your eye?
There's a neighbor that's a friend, but I want to travel
Yeah.
with Jesus.
Yes. You want to travel, of course. What do you do when you travel with him?
I build a fire, I cook some food,
Mm-hmm.
I laugh,
Mm-hmm.
and I water the horses and brush the horses with hay.
Oh, of course. Right.
And the other smaller animals
Mm-hmm.
that we carry our packs.
Mm-hmm. You're very useful.
I like it.
How do you feel you know Jesus?
I know him from being his neighbor and kind of growing up together a little bit.
Sure. Right. Is there anything else that seems interesting or important to mention?
We feel very protective and feel that he is in danger. He's going around so much and telling people that they are good, and there are people who find it hard to believe.
Yeah. What do they do when they are having a hard time believing his words?
They pull their lips back and show their teeth.
I see. Right. Well then, we're going to leave this scene. We're going to drift and float to an important day when something significant happens, something important. Now we're there. And what do you notice? What's the first thing you're aware of?
I see a different man, and he is beautiful and shining, and he's telling me what to do to protect Jesus.
Can you describe this man?
His skin is different. It's, I don't know, it's different color, different tinge. And his eyes are clear and beautiful, like Jesus. He's not from here. He's an alien. He's not from this planet, but he is guarding Jesus. He's watching out for him.
Yeah. How is this man dressed?
He's dressed in a long, it's like a dress. And he has a belt on. It's gold. And he has something across his back. I can't quite see it. And can't see his feet. His limbs are longer. His neck is longer. He looks like a longer version of a human being.
And what about his hair or his face?
His hair is gold. I think. Or is that a hat? No, it's hair. But it's not blonde, it's gold.
I see. What about his eyes and the shape of his face?
His face is longer. His neck is a little longer. His eyes are blue, but they change. They're like, they could, it depends. He has blue eyes, or they change.
Yeah. What makes them change?
I don't know. Maybe what he's saying, he's not speaking. He's communicating, and his eyes change with what he's putting in my brain.
What type of things does he put in your brain?
Pictures.
Pictures. What does he want you to know?
That I have the ability to protect him and others. And he's telling me how.
How do you protect him?
With my mind.
How do you do that?
I can see ahead a little bit. I can see down the road a little bit. And I suggest that we go another way.
Yes. Back to this man again. Does he have any hair on his face?
No, he's clean, shaven. I don't think he ever has hair on his face.
I see. Do you feel like you've ever seen this man before?
I seem to know him. I think I must have seen him before.
And does Jesus or Yesu seem to know him?
Jesus knows him.
I see. I see. Where did this man approach you from? Where did he come from when he approached you?
He approached me from the right, but I didn't see how he got there.
Right. Yeah. Are there any others with you?
No, I'm alone.
Okay. Just you and this man and Jesus, or is
Jesus isn't there.
Oh, just you and the man?
Yes.
Okay, I see. What are your surroundings?
It's a desert, and behind a kind of a mound of earth.
Yeah. Okay. And why do you meet with this man at this time?
We're beginning a trip.
What do you know about the trip?
Going to a new place where we aren't known.
I see. Why would you go there?
To remind people that they are good.
How do you think it's going to go?
I feel there will be resistance.
Yeah. What would you do then?
I would use my mind to create different happening.
I see. Yes. Is there anything else that seems important or interesting to mention?
I'm not sure that the man is really there.
What gives you that impression?
Well, sometimes I can kind of see through him.
How do you feel about that?
I think it's okay. I don't think about it. It's just the way he appears.
Of course. Sounds like a very useful man.
I think so.
Does he come around very often?
Whenever something different is going to happen, he comes.
I see. How does he seem to be connected with you and with Jesus?
He's a friend of Jesus, and he's part of his, how do you say it?
Entourage?
Yes, that's it. Part of his entourage. And he has other friends like him that come around from time to time Not everyone can see them.
Oh, I see. Can Jesus see them?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
So there are others like him.
Yes, and they... Yes.
Yeah. And do they all seem alike?
They seem alike.
How are they alike?
They have the same consistency.
Yeah, what does that mean?
They are, they're different in the same way.
You're different in the same way. Right. Do they all communicate in the same way?
They don't all of them communicate with me. I just have, I think just maybe one or two communicate with me.
Let's see. Okay. And what purpose do the others like him serve?
I think they may be part of his security.
Yeah. I see. And now we're going to drift away, floating away. We're drifting away. We're moving to another important day, a day when something important is happening, something important. Now we're there. What can you tell me about it?
Jesus says we're on a mountain.
Say that again, please.
We're on a mountain.
Yes, it's on a mountain.
I don't know how we got there.
No?
No. And he is with his, I don't, why am I there? He is with his disciples, some of his disciples. Some of his lead disciples have gone with him to the mountain, and he's transforming. I'm watching this. He's transforming. He's he's made of light.
Oh.
There are older people there. There are people that he has known from other lifetimes, and they are important. And they are part of transforming him. No, he looks at me now and says, transfiguration.
What's the meaning of this transfiguration?
He's achieved some by his life so far and his work so far. He has achieved some, I want to say, status, and he will be in need of the gifts that he's receiving now in his future.
Right.
He's very beautiful and made of light, made of light.
Does he do anything to achieve this transfiguration? Like, does he wave his hand or do something special?
It's I think it's a collaboration with the people from the previous time.
Are any of them around?
I don't know.
And what do Jesus' disciples and followers think of this?
They are expecting it. They've been prepared.
So they knew this was going to happen.
Yes, he told them, I think. And they went with him up the mountain, and I went to carry some things.
Yeah. What do you think of this transfiguration?
I'm in awe. I'm on my knees.
Yeah. Is this something that you can tell others about?
No.
Why did Jesus choose to show you this?
He has some purpose in the future.
Yeah. Well, what are your thoughts about this transfiguration? What do you think it means, or what is it for?
I think it's because he's going to start his healing ministry, and he's been given gifts and skills. Not that he didn't have them. They were already living inside of him. But it was, he had been doing some subtle healing without people knowing.
Right.
And now they will know.
What do you think others are going to think of this?
I think they'll be just as odd as I am.
Of course. Well, what happens next?
We come down. Oh, we're on we're like floating down on something. It's like, I can't describe this.
Okay. Is it something solid that you're floating down on?
It's solid, but it's not solid. It's somewhere else, and I'm here. I'm also there.
How does that work?
It's the same world, but it's a different dimension of the same world.
Okay. How do you manage that?
I can see it.
Right. Well, how did you get to this different dimension?
We just passed through.
How did it feel to do that?
It felt like a cool air, walking through cool air, feeling lighter, pleasant smell and taste, and they were there.
Oh my goodness. What happened just before you went through that dimension?
We weren't climbing. We were being lifted.
Lifted how?
I don't know.
Right.
I thought I would know. Wait, I know. It's I don't want to say it. It's like a bubble.
Wow. Like a bubble. Do you feel you've ever seen anything like that before?
No, but I'm not amazed. It's like it feels normal.
Right. Feels normal. Is there anything else that seems important to mention?
The two disciples that are with him, I don't know their names. They're also slightly transformed. And the clothes, everybody's clothes, are glowing.
Wow. Why just two of them?
I don't know.
And what about you?
I'm just there.
Are you transformed?
I might be. I can't see. Well, my clothes are glowing. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Your clothes are glowing, my goodness. Is there any physical sensation that goes with that?
There's a lightness in my soul.
Right.
He's happy that I am there. He's welcoming that I am there.
What happens after you come down off the mountain?
We go to a home.
Whose home is that?
I think it might be Simon's home.
Mm-hmm. What do you do there?
We bathe, they wash our feet,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't throw the water away. They keep the water.
What do they do with that?
I don't know, but they don't throw it away.
Mm-hmm.
And then we eat. We have food, but just fruit and bread
Mm-hmm.
and some leaves of some kind of leaves.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Yeah.
And then we lay down and rest.
Oh. Yeah, is that tiring, transforming like that?
No, not at all. But Jesus wants us to lay down.
Mm-hmm. Right. What else?
When I lay down,
Mm-hmm.
I can see up in the loft. Where are we? I guess we're in somebody's kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
There's lights.
Really? What kind of lights?
Glowing lights that move around and give us comfort.
How large are these lights?
Some are small, like a ball,
Mm-hmm.
and some are big, like people.
Oh my goodness. How do they give you comfort?
Their radiance
Right.
is kind of warming.
And they're just inside the structure with you?
They're inside the structure, but I have the feeling that they come through the structure, not like through a door.
Right. Wow. They move? Do they do anything
Yes,
else?
they're moving around, like they come closer and then they go back up and they go to teach places and they're starting to fade out now. So
Mm-hmm.
I think it might have been an integration of our experience
Right.
that was being given to us.
What gives you that impression?
What gives me that impression?
Mm-hmm.
It's like connecting parts of yourself with other parts of yourself,
Sure.
gently and slowly.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel afterward?
Really good. I feel good already.
Yeah.
But it's wonderful.
Of course. It's very interesting. When they came, did anyone call them? How did they know to come?
I don't know. They just came.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're part of that thing that was happening on the mountain and they knew to come to us.
Of course. Anything else that you'd like to mention?
No. You can see through from one dimension to another, but I think we're settling back into this dimension now.
Right. Then we're going to leave this scene. We're going to leave this scene and drift and float to another important day. Another day when something important is happening. something important. Now we're there. What do you notice?
I see Rome.
Mm-hmm.
I
Rome.
know Rome is small, not big like it is now.
Right.
It's smaller, but it's an important place.
Yeah.
And we are, Jesus isn't with us. It's a group of men that are going ahead to make a safe place.
God, why are you going there?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not supposed to. Okay, I'm going there to find a house
Mm-hmm.
Of someone that I've been sent to meet who is going to welcome Jesus and some of his disciples.
Yeah. God.
But there's something wrong.
What's wrong?
I think I'm going to be killed.
What gives you that impression?
There's a fierceness. Fierce.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't want us there. They're afraid.
Of course. How do you feel about that?
A little bit scared.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand why they're afraid. They're going to bring attention they don't want. And they're not. It's a Jewish community, and that is not respected.
A Jewish community in Rome?
Yes.
I see.
It's a different time.
Mm-hmm. Of course. I see. So, what precautions do you take?
I cover my head.
Mm-hmm.
I walk like an old person.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not protected. I'm unprotected. Something's wrong.
Why would you be unprotected?
Something has gone wrong, and our person that was supposed to help us doesn't come. I'm still not very old.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to die.
Of course. Do you have anyone with you?
There are several of us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
There's several of you. Mm-hmm. What's happening now?
the soldiers are coming.
You can choose to watch this like a movie, or just watch it like an observer if you want.
Let me go.
Mm-hmm. What's happening now?
I don't see anything. It's just dark.
Let's see.
And then at the end of that lifetime, I took her beyond to the other side to review her lessons and purpose.
I feel I know that I've learned love and that I am capable of speaking about it and helping people understand that that is their essence. But I do feel, looking back, that I might have failed something.
How would you fail?
I don't know. Something. Maybe I wasn't cautious enough.
Oh, I see. What are some of the other lessons that you learned?
That there's no level of service higher than the next. that we're all equal in our application of our love.
Of course. What does it feel like the purpose was of that life?
To know Jesus, to meet him.
Exactly. Do you feel like you did a good job with what you were given?
I think he thought I did.
It's important. And do you see what happens with your body? What happens next?
I'm going up. My body's very buoyant, but it's not really about, it's more my soul, my being is very buoyant and going up and into a beautiful light that opens for me and embraces me.
What do you find there with the light?
Oh, beautiful place. A beautiful place.
Can you tell me about it?
The colors are very different. They're the same colors, but they're more effulgent.
Yes.
And there are other people there that I seem to know. And I'm being taken to a hall, a place, and I see it, because I died a violent death, they're putting me in a kind of a restful stasis.
Yeah.
It's like a hospital for beings of light.
Yes.
And I'm just there, and that's all. I'm just there.
Yes. What do they do with you in this healing place?
There are sounds like harmonies, but they are not tones or tunes that you would hear on earth.
Right.
They're different than that, and they have an effect on my soul. They have an encompassing, sweeping through me.
Yeah. What do they do as they pass through you?
Oh. Now I'm being taken to another level, another place. And I'm being given a choice of refinements.
Refinements. What does that mean?
If I were a musician, I would be offered a harp or a horn or something, a lute. I was given a choice of refinements. I wasn't, for me at that time it was not music, but it was something. It was what I would be training for, what I would be perfecting.
So you can learn there.
Yes. Oh, yes. There's so much learning.
What would you like to learn there?
What I remember, what I can remember, is mostly about plants and sounds.
Wow.
There must be some kind of medical thing.
Yeah. And who do you help with this stuff?
I'm helping other beings on other levels, helping them come to this level and the next. And I'm also going to take this knowledge into my next life, I guess.
Sure. And do you have others there on the other side who are working with you?
Yes, very advanced beings. And you can tell because of their color. It's like each, I mean, if they took form, and they do for my sake,
Sure.
they take a shape, and they have clothing of a particular color.
Yeah.
And that tells you where they are in, like, the levels of the hierarchy, I guess,
Right.
where they are in their teaching. They want us to become wholeness. They want us to remember that we are whole and to reintegrate as wholeness.
Yeah. Yes. How would you do that?
You know that you are whole. And because you know it, you are it. It's just automatic.
How does it feel to be whole?
Connected, completely integrated and connected. And it's like we all breathe together. Everyone breathes at the same time, exhales at the same time, and has understanding about what to do when there's no thought. It's just knowingness.
Right. Wow. What else from this perspective do you notice about?
I see the earth.
Mm-hmm.
I see many earths.
Many earths?
Yes. And they're all next to each other, like kind of slightly inside each other. And they have different realities, but they have, I see. They have like an etheric body and a subtle body,
Mm-hmm.
and they're all the same body, but they're different. Oh dear.
Mm-hmm.
It's anyway. The earth itself
Mm-hmm.
is a being, and so compassionate. My God, so beautiful.
Mm. What's so beautiful?
The earth is like a gem.
Yeah. And it has all these different versions that are next to each other?
Yes, there are in the same gem, but different. Oh, how do I describe?
Like different facets?
Oh, it's all this. It's like if you were holding the earth in your hand and turning it, it would be like glittering and throwing off light and color and pulsing.
Oh my
And
goodness.
there's that earth,
Mm-hmm.
and then in the aura of that earth is another earth in another dimension, and it goes on and on and on, and each dimension is its own reality, unaware. Oh, there's one dimension that's aware. There's one, I think the last dimension's aware of all the other dimensions.
Wow.
But they're not aware of each other, but we're all existing at the same time, and all time is at once.
Mm-hmm.
And I see this from where I am.
So what is the difference between the different dimensions?
There's a rarity, there's a refined, there's a rarity, there's, it's like the air is refined. the beings are refined, and they're less thick. Each one, there's 1, 2, 3. I think there's 4 or 5 for sure, and they're all more rarefied than the previous one.
Yes. Oh, goodness. So the one that has awareness of all the other dimensions, what gives it that awareness?
I think it's the original construct.
Right. So then why are the others there?
From where we are now, the increasing refinement is designed to connect all the bodies. Let's say this body is thick, cumbersome. The next body has more light in it, and then the next body has even more light, and it goes on like that. But the purpose is to integrate all of those bodies, all of those beingnesses, and remember, wake up, wake up.
Yeah. What happens when we do that?
Then there's enlightenment and ascension.
Tell me more about that.
More about that?
Yeah, more about this ascension, the light enlightenment.
We separated many, many millennia ago, and it was just an idea someone had. What would it be like this? What if this happened? And all of those things manifested and caused us to separate. And so the wholeness that we are is not realized. And the purpose, and it's taken so long, and we have other beings watching us and hoping that we will, but I think we might be running out of time.
How so?
It feels like, no, we are, there's only so many phases you can go through, and we've been through many, many phases of trying, and many people have come to help. Many, many people have come to the earth to try and awaken us, but many more people want to keep us asleep.
What's the difference between being awake and asleep?
Being awake is realizing yourself as wholeness and connectedness with, it's not like your subtle body is outside your body, your subtle body is within your body, and all of the beings are not just aware of each other, but aware of that they are each other, and that there is harmony, graciousness, all of us together as one inseparable wholeness. But that means to the dark ones that we won't have fear, we won't be controllable, we won't believe their terror, and they've forgotten, and they've had lifetimes of forgetting, remembering, being the villain, being the angel, they've all had this, gone through this, and now it's a showdown, it's time.
Yeah. So what's next?
Wholeness, a new wholeness.
Right.
a new peace, goodness beyond the definition of goodness.
Yeah. I see.
It's our natural state. Our natural state, no bodies.
Right. I see. How do we get there?
You have to get there through your spirit and through your gifts and through your awakening. You have to awaken, and you have to be vigilant about awakening. Don't fall off of the path of remembering who you are, and that will take you there ultimately. But there's so many distractions that we get derailed often. It's very subtle.
Very subtle. Right. Yes, is there anything else we need to know about these various earths and this whole process?
She can say,
No? Why not?
not yet.
Okay. Well, when can we know?
Not yet.
Okay. What is the next thing we need to know before we know all of that?
That place, the alternative reality where I am now, is a training ground, and and it's free will.
Right. Right. How do we learn unless we have the opportunity to try ourselves?
Oh, everyone has the opportunity.
Of course. Wonderful.
Then I called in the subconscious, or the SC as we call it in QHHT, to ask why, out of the hundreds, if not thousands of lifetimes that this client had experienced already, why did they show her that one? What was she supposed to
So
get
she
from it?
would not forget.
Why is it important for her to remember?
The reality of being with Jesus is something she's always doubted. She needed to know that it was real.
And Jesus certainly has a remarkable role on our planet. Can you tell me more about what his role was and what Sandy's role was with him?
Sandy was an assistant to a higher uh, force,
Right.
and she was like an apprentice, and the job was again to awaken humanity as much as she was capable.
So why didn't humanity awaken in Jesus' time?
At the time Jesus was on this planet, we now exist in the third dimension, but at the time he was on the planet, it was so heavy, so dark, and so ignorant that the light could barely penetrate. Some people did awaken and continued to awaken, but it was not possible at that time for the whole planet to awaken. And Jesus came to plant the seed, and not just plant the seed. Everything had been purchased, and he was trying to pay the debt.
Oh, That does make sense. Was everything accomplished that he wanted to accomplish?
Yes, exactly, and completely.
Okay. Of course. Okay, thank you. Good.
The SC wanted to talk a bit about the human body and what's needed for its upkeep and a bit about how to raise vibrations.
Is there anything else he needs to let Sandy know?
The best is yet to come.
Wonderful. Will he make any more appearances to her?
Yes.
Good. Good. Is there anything she needs to know to connect with Jesus more?
She's starting on the road to that,
Mm-hmm.
and she needs to tighten up her meditations and refining her body is important for her evolution.
How so?
The frequency of the human body is connected to various things. Some people have lower vibrations based on their choices, and some people have higher vibrations based on their choices and their thinking.
Of course. Mm-hmm.
And that needs refinement.
I know Sandy's been meditating for a very, very long time and has been
Right.
conscious and aware for a very long time. Has this been sufficient? Is there more she's supposed to do?
There is more.
More?
Um, when you have a certain level of consciousness that continues to refine either with or without your knowledge, the body has to refine as well in order to hold that consciousness and to continue toward ascension. And the body's refinement, there have been many reminders, and she's not paid attention.
Why not?
She likes food.
Yes, food keeps us alive.
Simple.
And it's delicious. Right, okay. Are there certain foods she needs to avoid or certain foods she needs to bring in?
She needs to bring in more food that has living enzymes in it and is fresh and doesn't have any chemicals associated with it.
Mm-hmm.
Cooked food is okay occasionally.
Mm-hmm.
Also organic. And move the body more as you get more strength.
Move the body as you get more strength.
As you get more strength, do things, walking, yoga, swimming, stretch the body, and as it's refining so it can hold your consciousness, which is very high consciousness, but very low vibration in the body.
Okay. Wonderful. Okay.
And then we had a surprise guest. Dolores Cannon came in, and she had a message for practitioners that I thought was very good.
Oh, Dolores is here.
Oh, well, hello, Dolores. What is Dolores coming for?
To encourage you.
Encourage Sandy?
You.
Me?
And to thank you.
Oh, thank you, Dolores. One of my very few regrets is I didn't get to meet you in your living years. So does Dolores have any advice as to what you should do with QHHT?
She's encouraging it.
Mm-hmm.
There will be further refinement in your technique,
Yes.
and she wants me to learn that when the time is right.
Yeah. Does she have anything to pass on to practitioners of QHHT?
She loves every one of you, and she is so grateful that you have continued this work.
Yes.
And don't be discouraged. It can't get harder.
Mm-hmm.
But there's new knowledge coming. Embrace it and incorporate it.
What type of knowledge is that?
You will know.
Come on, Dolores.
There are more dimensions than you realize.
Yeah. More dimensions.
And you will discover them.
Wow. Okay. Why are we limited in our knowledge of these dimensions currently?
Because of the frequency of the earth and the consciousness of people who are stuck under the dome of ignorance.
Let's see. Is there anything that we need to do collectively to...
When this knowledge is revealed, you will come together and decide how to manage it.
Yeah. So we will come together as... What group is we?
Practitioners that have completed a phase I can't see, but a phase of it's a phase that has to do with the training,
Mm-hmm.
but I can't see it. I just
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that is, but you do.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you, absolutely. Is What type of work is Dolores doing on the other side, or is she?
Same kind of work.
Mm-hmm. Same kind of work. Is she with anybody doing this?
There's several people she's with, but she's also here with you
Mm-hmm.
and with all of you
Mm-hmm.
and influencing and inspiring you.
Mm-hmm. Does Dolores have any pointers for me? Anything I can work on?
Just continue.
Mm-hmm. Good. Is there anything that practitioners currently on the planet are missing the mark in any way?
Some of the practitioners forget they are not the healers, and the ego becomes engaged. No harm is done, except to their own skill.
How can they stay out of ego?
Become empty before each session.
What is there a process or procedure she recommends?
First, the heart must be full of compassion and unconditional love.
Mm.
Once that's established, be hollow and allow the work to go through.
Anything else?
You know.
Thank you.
We then went through her personal questions that she prepared, and then the conversation turned toward the aliens that she has seen on her land.
Thank you. Sandy's experienced sounds and lights on her land. Can you give her some insight?
She's right. They're UFOs.
Why are they there?
They've actually come a few times to take her and Tom and her daughter on journeys and return them. And they're friends. They're like happy neighbors. And, oh yes, Dawn, she's there. And but they're happy and they like to be with us. And they get that we aren't afraid, and they love human beings, and they want to continue their work. They're very busy helping. And yeah, they just come to hang out.
Can she do anything for them or help them in any way?
Stop trying to feed them. They don't eat. She's bringing them food, making pies. It's bewildering to them.
What would they appreciate?
They love us to love them back.
Yes. It is natural for humans to want to give gifts of appreciation, and Sandy's indeed a giver. Is there anything she could give them as a token of that love?
Please get well, Sandy.
Thank you. Yes. Good, thank you. Is there anything else they want her to know?
Everything's going to be fine.
Good.
During the body scan, some information came out about her weight that she was carrying on her body and some physical issues that were related.
Why is she retaining weight?
Protection.
Why does she feel she needs protection?
Her psychic abilities sometimes draw attention to her when she's not looking, and she can't ward it off because she's not looking, and she needs to look, she needs to see, and allow it to be a truth for her.
I know that these psychic abilities were somewhat turned off as a child.
Yes, they were stoppered, and since she started TM, they've been releasing and turning back on, and most recently, with the toning, they're getting real active again.
Wonderful. Is there anything else she needs to do to fully awaken these gifts?
Believe your experience. Believe your experience. What else could it be? It's not your imagination.
Absolutely. Why did she come to this life to experience the pain of, or the contrast of these psychic gifts?
This may be her last incarnation as a human being. She wanted to finish it up. She didn't want to come back to finish some minor thing. She definitely knows where her home is, and she wants to go there.
Right.
Her hesitation as a human being is that she may not see the people she loves again in any form.
Is that accurate?
In some cases.
For what cases, who wouldn't she see again?
It depends on how much more evolution she can gather before she goes, how much ascension she can create, how much she can thrive and survive in the fifth dimension, again related to the purity of her physiology. And then it'll be known. What she suspects is that she won't see her grandchildren.
Would that be accurate?
It would be very sad, but I don't know that it's accurate yet.
No, it's still written. So the weight is causing problems for the feet.
Everywhere. The weight's causing problems with her her overall health.
Of course. And the weight is connected to psychic protection.
Yes.
Of course. Are there any best practices to bring in more protection?
She is protected. She just needs to believe it and remember it and invoke it.
How would she do that?
Speak it. I am a being of light. I am safe within the light of God. I am here for the purposes of Jesus Christ, my Lord.
Beautiful. Thank you.
And then finally, we got to the origin of her control issues. And it was not what either one of us expected at
This is the
all.
control point.
So,
And this is where the control comes from.
okay. Tell me more about that.
Almost, for sure, 400 years ago, in my lineage, I was the child of a pirate living near the Canary Islands. The ship itself was destroyed in a battle, and the people had to go to the island. And lots of the parents of the children died, and the children were hiding. It was densely vegetated, and the children were hiding in the darkness. There were other inhabitants of that island that were, Indians.
Natives.
And I was also a child, but I couldn't bear to be in the dark and the shadows and the dankness. And so I would sneak out into the light and hold my face to the sun and just drink in the sun. And over time, I coaxed other children to come into the sun. But because they had lived in this squalor and it was what they knew, they were very dirty and disorderly and unkept. So I started building shelters out of
Branches.
and then weaving them together. That's a system I don't know the name of. And creating places for people to live. But we now are in a village and we are living in the sun. People are still frightened, but I'm all about the sun. Get out here. And we created our own rules and everything, and it wasn't a democracy, it just was an assumption that I was the leader. I was a man, the male, and people would not maintain orderliness and cleanliness until I forced them to. And I had wives. People then became afraid of me. And I didn't like frightening them, of course. My soul hated it. But I knew that living in the sun was the only solution because people were dying and having, sickness and living in dirt, and, they were killing themselves. They didn't want to bathe. They didn't want to, but I got them to do it. I made them do it. And I ruled for my whole life. I was an old man when I died, but I was not. Nobody grieved me. And so that system that I created lasted for 400 years or more, and then it faded out. But that's where my control issues originated.
So there you have it, another QHHT session story that I thought would be of most interest to a broad range of people. Know that the sessions that I put up here on YouTube are ones that I think are useful or interesting or different. By no means does it represent all of the different sessions that I conduct, the hundreds and hundreds of sessions that I have conducted. These are just the most interesting, I think, for a broader audience. And I always post with permission from the client and never posting anything that would be of a personal nature or personally identifying any client out there. So if you want to schedule your own session, by all means do so. I am at radiatewellnesscommunity.com, and just go to the appointment tab and you can schedule your own life-changing QHHT session. Thanks for watching.